Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1589. What's in the jar? That is what we're talking about tonight. But first, happy Hanukkah for those that are celebrating. I believe it is the first night of Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah. What else? Oh, yes, it's the remembrance of Pearl Harbor today in 1941, December the 7th, 1941, when Pearl Harbor was attacked. 1941. Oh, yeah, there'll be people in their 80s who are in their 80s. I would really love to talk to a vet about those times, if they're willing to talk. I've always been curious to talk to people who have been in battle and what their experiences were like. So yeah, if you know anybody that I could talk to about that, who is willing to talk, because I know some people are not willing to talk about their experiences. Totally get it, totally understand. But if somebody is willing to talk about their experiences, I'm willing to listen. So what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about, first of all, the Christmas train. I totally forgot. Now I've only seen the movie once. I've read the book once. Yeah, read the book once, seen the movie once. And it's been a while, like a couple of years at least. But I totally forgot that there's this really cool twist at the end of this movie. Totally forgot about that. Totally forgot about the twist at the end. And it's a really cool twist. And as they started unearthing, I was like, oh, I totally forgot about that. And Zeffie looks at it because I go, oh, and Zeffie pops her head up and looks at me and I go, I totally forgot about this, but I totally forgot that it does this, and I explain it all to her. And Zeffie just looks at me, puts her head back down and goes back to sleep. That's how interested she was in that one. If we're talking James Bond, she pays a little more attention. So tonight we're watching Christmas Jars. Christmas Jars came out in 2019 and is based on a book of the same name, which came out around 2006 or 2008, somewhere around there. I remember reading the book, and it was a really cool book. I loved the whole story. I loved the concept of everything. And then the movie came out, and it was 2019 the movie came out, and I didn't get to see it till last year. Last year was the first time I watched the movie. And I thought they did a really good transition from the book to the movie. The book is actually a novella, so it's only like 122 pages. And it is a very quick read, but a very powerful message. So what the movie is about, it's about this journalist called Hope, and she comes home one day and there is this tall mason jar sitting on her front porch full of money with a little bow around it and everything, and no idea where it came from. And it's full of money, mainly change. There's a few dollar bill, bills in there as well, different denominations and that sort of stuff as well. And so being the journalist that she is, she was trying to figure out, well, who gave me this? Why would they give this to me? And so she starts researching this Christmas jar because it appeared around Christmas time. And she starts researching this, and she finds the family that it originates from and gets to know them as to why they do these Christmas jars every year. And so they explain it to her as to they explain how it starts. So it's tradition. Remember, we're always talking about traditions. It's a tradition in their family that this is what they do every year. Basically, they put these big jars out on the counter, and they even talk about how it started, and they keep it going year after year after year. So you get to hear the backstory behind the tradition, which I love. If you've got a family tradition that you do for any time of the year, for any occasion, it could be birthdays, it could be anniversaries, it could be Groundhog's Day. I don't know where that came from. 4th of July. If you have family traditions, how did they start? Who started that family tradition? Why did they start that family tradition? Start asking these questions within your family, so that it adds to the overall story about your family, and also about things that why do we do this every year? Some people go, oh, we're doing that again. Why do we do this every year? There's some of those questions that come up as well. Well, who started this thing? I've had questions around tables of like, why are we doing this again? Well, it's tradition. Well, who started this stupid tradition? And you hear these comments, who started this stupid tradition? And sometimes they look around, there's looks around the table that might be like, it's just something we've always done. They've got no clue how it started or anything. And other times it's like, well, your great, 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 great grandfather, and off they go on some story. Learn the stories behind the traditions that you have in your family. This helps add to the tapestry of your family life, of your family. So future generations can look back at this time because you've now recorded the story. This is our tradition. This is when it started. This is why we do the tradition. Stupid or not, we're doing it every year. Because some people think some traditions are stupid and they don't want to do them anymore. And others are like, oh, why are we, and some of them will even turn around and they just say, oh, we're not going to do that this year. Why not? It's tradition. So you get those questions as well. And then other people say, oh, yay, it was time to do whatever the tradition is. So there's very mixed reactions to family traditions and how they, but how did they get started? Who started the family tradition? Why do they do the tradition? Maybe there's some story behind the why. And when you understand the why that tradition got started and why they still do it today, it gives you a different perspective on things. So this family in Christmas jars have a tradition that started with collecting coins. They put the jar on the counter every year and they just put loose change into there, and sometimes some bills find their way in there as well. And then they decide to bless somebody with that jar, and it's all anonymous, completely anonymous. And so this is the story that Hope is trying to unravel. And when she does find out the story, it's like, oh, do I publish it? Do I not publish it? So she then has this dilemma because she's gone so close to the family and it's a very closely guarded secret that she now has that dilemma of, do I really want to expose this or not? So that's what the story is about. It's a beautiful tradition that they do. There's actually 3 books in the series, all relating back to this one book. The first book is actually, like I said, a novella. It's about 122 pages, so very quick read. The movie is 92 minutes. It is available for those that are Prime members. It is available on Prime Video. It only came out 4 years ago, 2019 in November. And it's just a really cool, feel-good story. In the category of the Pay It Forward movie that came out years ago. It's in that sort of genre storyline thing. So go and enjoy Christmas jars. I'm going to go and enjoy Christmas jars. First going to get dinner. Then we're going to enjoy Christmas jars. What are we doing for dinner? I have no clue. I haven't planned that far ahead. Maybe it'll just be a protein shake. Maybe just some toast. I don't know. I don't think I have any meat defrosted to cook. I might have to take some meat out of the freezer so I can do some meat tomorrow. But anyway, we're off to watch Christmas jars. If you have seen the movie, what do you think about it? What is your favorite scene in it? Have you read the book? What do you think of the book? What do you think of the book and the movie if you've done both? Have you started the tradition of a Christmas jar? I have not, but I'm like sitting here thinking, probably could put one together. I just don't have a jar to put them in. So I'd have to go buy a jar to put them in and do it that way. But anyway, it's time for us to go. We will be back tomorrow evening at our regular time of 6 p.m. Pacific. And so we look forward to seeing you then. And tomorrow we're going to figure out, between now and then, I'll figure out what movie I'm watching tomorrow night. But tonight it's Christmas Jars. Great movie. If you get a chance to watch it, like I said, it's available on Prime. It's 92 minutes long. It came out 2019, based on a book that was written like 2006, 2008, somewhere around that time period. It's not that long ago, really. But anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.